Is another carbon fiber washer. And then we're going to put one with the ears on it. Make sure the ears go in there next. The ones with the ears goes in the middle of the drag stack. Just like that. Next is your last carbon fiber drag washer. It goes up. And brass washer again. So once again, it's carbon fiber, brass washer, carbon fiber, brass washer with the ears on it, then carbon fiber, then brass washer, and then this is your spring wave washer, if you want to call it. It's like a wave spring that goes on next. Okay, we're all done with the drag assembly. I'm just gonna push down my fingers a little bit and kind of see it grabbing a little bit, so that is working. Put that aside. We're going to be putting together the trip lever. We're going to get the this piece. We're going to get that spring. I'll make sure the hook goes into the trip lever, so it kind of sits like this. And I talked about this earlier on the bay head. It has a hole in it now. I'm not sure you can see that. Maybe I can adjust the camera a little bit. But right here, my finger's pointing, there's a small hole, and that hole will correspond with that spring. So I don't know if you guys can see that on camera or not, but it is what it is. Put that in, put the hole in next. So it should look like that. You can kind of see that is in the hole. Point your finger. Next we're going to get our trip lever. Put it on backwards temporarily. And we're going to the other way around. We're going to be pushing. Kind of watch it compress until it balances. Take it off while keeping pressure on your pointing finger, because this will fly out. You have to do it all over again. Put a little bit of oil in there, a little bit of oil, not too much. Put the screw in. This is a short flat screw. We're going to get our small screwdriver just to tighten up a little bit. And next we're going to get our large screwdriver and just snug it up. Okay, so you can see that working right now. Okay, next is the bushing. This one, that's that nut bushing with a long shoulder on it. That goes in, so we're going to put a little bit of oil in the threads. Not too much oil, but just lubricate the threads. Screw it on. Don't cross thread it. Just starts to cross thread, back it up a turn until you feel the threads trying to engage. We're going to get our Penn wrench. This Penn wrench will apply to the 85 as well as a bay head and other Penn reels that are using this wrench. Just going to screw it down until it is tight. Okay, that's snug. So you can see that now. Okay, next we're going to be putting the pinion gear and the bridge assembly on. Slide that on. Bring in our springs. The springs go in. Okay, springs. Put this in. Push down your thumb. Next we're going to get our metal plate here. Just put that in. Might have to ship it up and down just to see which way it goes in nicely. Okay, so it should look like this. Very similar to the Bayhead and Penn 85, and more likely other Penn reels that are similar to this. Okay, next we're going to be grabbing our bridge assembly. We're going to slide this in. Put your thumb on there so nothing slides off. Upside down. Slide it around so it looks like this. We're going to get our long screws that fit on the bridge assembly. Make sure the long screws go on the bottom and the half thread screws go on top where the springs ride. Other reels are similar design like that. Your dog bone. This one's a little bit worn, so the worn sign goes in. That's just the way it wears. Okay, next we're going to get our flat spring. The long side of the spring goes towards, it should look like kind of like that. It's a little tricky putting in, but where you get it. So it should look like that. You can see the short side of the spring goes up into the reel. The long side goes towards the dog and my thumb. Swing it around while keeping pressure on it until it lines up close. Turn it upside down. Get the screwdriver. Next we're going to add our secondary one in there. Make sure that it is fitting. It's a little tricky sometimes. You have to play around with it. Just like the Bayhead, it's similar. Okay. Try not to strip the through. Try not to cross thread the screws any. Just if it does tend to not go in properly, give it a couple of turns back until you see it trying to pop back, and then you're gonna screw it back in. You know when you feel it, when the threads are kind of doing that. So next is the ones with the half thread on it. So it should look like this. Those go on the top where the springs are, so the springs will ride smoothly on that on there. It's going to screw it down. Don't screw it right tight, just get it close, and then you're going to make sure nothing is out of line because it's a bit of a tight fit on here, so make sure that is shifting okay, which it is. You can see up close in the camera. Free spool and drive. Okay, make sure everything is tight. Remember, just like a car tire, we're going to make an X pattern so that the plate doesn't go left or right. Make sure it goes